Naomi,
Bill?
hi.
We have a guest speaker who just said hi.
All right, welcome. We still haven't been shut down by last week tonight by John Oliver, so until we get a cease and desist, we're good. I got a Facebook notification that this morning was Chris Nadley's birthday, so I wanted to wish Chris a happy birthday. It was Karn's birthday yesterday. We did the he cut cake and didn't share it with us, which was nice. Chris's birthday today. Chris is a great agent. He's been around the office for a long time. What you don't know is Chris is also known as the beer whisperer, so he can, like, just by talking to beer, understand its deepest, darkest desires, which is Chris. And that also prepared him very well for the coronavirus because he was the beer whisperer. So if you're looking for any information, he's the one to go to. Cool. All right. The week continued. The insanity continued. We're still in Corona, and people are finding creative ways to protect themselves as they go out and venture forth in the street. I like grandma sampling all the Joker masks and stuff, Conehead guy, Stormtrooper girl. And yes, that is a live shot from a grocery store in Quebec. Everybody loves the French, and that is why. Bane from Batman finally had it together. He was a trendsetter, hashtag mask baby. And then, of course, you got to give coronavirus latex lady some extreme Spanx love. So, extreme Spanx. I wonder if that domain's available. Probably not. Anyway, Florida Beach opened up. Some of them are open, and so people, of course, started practicing social distancing immediately. And if they didn't, then we got a dude dressed up as the Grim Reaper sitting on a perch at a Florida beach. Nothing makes you say, let's go get some sun, like the Grim Reaper and his big, whatever the axie thing is. Scythe? Cool. Scythe! Yeah, Disneyland remains closed. Sad face. I gotta talk about it. So we started off last week by the President of the United States of America suggesting that maybe an injection of disinfectant would be useful, or possibly shining a big ultraviolet light somewhere up your orifice. And yeah, that caused a little bit of concern, and immediately followed so that was top story one day. Top story the next day is how the Poison Control Board had to answer calls saying, don't drink bleach. Bad. Drinking bleach is bad. Yeah, that's the world we live in, people. It's awesome. So watch where your information is coming from. It's just reiterated. It doesn't matter if it's somebody who runs a country who says it, unless it's validated by a doctor. Just don't do it. So watch where your info is coming from. Trust but verify. And Lysol, in case you're wondering, is not effing mouthwash. So don't do that. I know it's a spray bottle. It's easy. It's convenient. You might be tempted. It's not cool. Keep calm and stay home, which for me is pretty the standard go-to still. We are doing a good job in BC. So we, real estate agents leading an industry as an essential service, fantastic. We are, if you're looking at the screen, we're that little star, which is right over where South Korea was, or is, which means that we're holding down the pandemic, which is pretty cool. That means we can get, and, two reasons. Number one, health and welfare of everybody, us and everybody around us. Number two, the sooner we get that curve down, the sooner everybody can get back to doing business. And, actually, somebody told me yesterday that a hug isn't going to happen until like 2021 sometime. So who knows? And I just started being a hugger too, so I'm kind of disappointed in all that. Bottom line for you, you need to go find the motivated, go find the opportunity, and get back in the habit of doing real estate. Get back into things that are going to help you succeed when we come out of this. Because if you're not going to do it and your competition is, they're going to have a massive leg up on you. Gary Keller says to survive a shift, you must first make the mental shift, run towards what you want, and avoid the temptation of running away from what you most fear. Run away from clowns. Run away from clowns. Run toward goals. All right. If you're paying attention to the news, it's good doom and gloom. It's the news. It's what they do. That's how they get the ratings. So take it for what it's, take a grain of salt. And when you control your own business. So when you control your own activity, you choose whether you're going to be successful or you're going to wallow in the crapulence that is 90% of the real estate agents out there who are choosing to not participate. So fun fact, last week, KW lead agents took 32 new listings. And everybody's asking you what's going to happen with the market. You don't know. You don't. The crystal ball, is what is. And if I was going to bet on anything, I would say that success in real estate would have something to do with leads, listings, and leverage. It's a brand new concept. Leads, listings, leverage. Cool. And I know some of you are interested out there just trying to pull your hair out. Fun fact is as well, May is National Pull Your Hair Out Month. Did you know that? You find stupid things on the internet. I think I've literally come to the end of the internet. But if you are wondering how you're going to ramp up your business, you do need to take care of yourself. So as you're preparing to get back out there, we've had some great success with agents doing virtual presentations, virtual open houses, great conversation last night on happy hour with Lucky. But start asking yourself the same questions that you've been asking your clients. How are you doing? How am I doing? Look in the mirror. It's always fun. Figure you need a haircut. Have a good laugh at yourself. Ask how you're doing. Is there anything that you need? What's your biggest challenge right now? How can you overcome that? And what do you need? And sometimes that's just having some ideas off, right? Plugging into training, plugging into understanding that you're not the only one going through this right now. We're not the only country going through this. This is a global awesomeness right now. If you're on the call this morning with Kelly Fry, who did a great job, yay Kelly, and company, no one on there is saying, yeah, it's easy right now. Yeah, it's fantastic. What they are saying consistently is that they are doing the activities that are driving their revenue forward and preparing themselves for when the market comes back out. There will be a lot of market share to gain right now. Definitely market share to gain. All right. You've got some tools available. If you haven't registered for Bold Pivot, register for Bold Pivot. Register for Bold Pivot. It's $99 frickin' and we'll give you your money back when you do a deal. It's a good thing. The Shift Book Club, there's all kinds of tools available to you that the other companies' resources aren't available to every agent out there. So it gives you a massive advantage going in. Getting back to business, starting next Monday, you're going to walk into the offices and you're going to see some lines on the floor. You're going to be maybe some bubble wrap. We don't know yet. We are going to work on some social distancing applications, and we will start staffing the office again. So you can see my smiling face back in there on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Cool. But I'm going to keep my office door locked, and I will be wrapping my head in bubble wrap. Actually, I'm going to do that cone thing. So like you got a salad bowl like that. I can just cut the bottom out of that thing. I can totally do cone head. You need latex. No one wants to see that. All right. Red Day up, May 4th to May 14th. Notice it's 2 weeks. It's usually one day. Actual Red Day is May 14th. But we're going to start prepping for May 4th because this is, of course, digital Red Day. This is virtual Red Day. This is Red Day from afar. So usually we just go in the community and pretend to know how to paint something or repair something. This time we need to be a little more creative. So we've come up with a couple of options for you. Number one, and thank you for everybody who control your leadership team. So there's a great charity out there called No Hungry Tummies that works on feeding underprivileged and families at risk. So it's not going to first, we're not delivering another pizza to frontline responders. They're like, when a fireman looks into the camera and goes, I've had enough pizza. Don't bring me pizza. We take that as a hint. So we thought we'd look after some families. Thank you, Sunny Brar, for the recommendation on this one. We're going to set up a GoFundMe page. Our goal is to raise $6,000. I think we could blow the crap off that. So for anybody who's feeling financially wonderful, feel free to donate. It all adds up. This is also something that you can send out to your clients as a way to reconnect, right? And then option two, on the community side, we're going to have a list of activities that are self-driven that you can do with your friends, with your family, like in the same room with your friends from afar. But we're talking like give blood, go help a neighbor, find a senior who needs some assistance, clean up a street, paint a rock, write a thank you note, send it to somebody who's working the front line, coordinate a KW caravan. I'm pretty sure I heard that somewhere because I'm just not that creative. Choose one or more, and take the pick. So if you're giving blood, maybe not the graphic side, but take the pictures of what you're doing in your red jersey, your red shirt, whatever it is, and let's share the love and get some positive mojo out there for other real estate agents and for your industry. All three, of course, renew, do both. So donate to the No Hungry Tummies and find something to do with you and your family. The painting the rock idea is kind of cool. At first, I thought it was weird, but then you see them out there, you're like, oh, that's neat. I've been painting Pennywise faces on rocks and leaving them outside Terry's house. Oh, and Monday is May the 4th. So even though Star Wars is closed, even though Disneyland is closed, and it is sad, May the 4th be with you. All right, so get back to your business before somebody else does. Because if you're not ramping up your revenue, if you're not ramping up your activity, then somebody else might be, right? So make sure that you're doing the activity to get your business ramped up. And now, Josh, that's it. Damn, cool. We have Phil Legree. Everybody's muted.
I'm unmuted. Okay, I'm back.
Josh is live. Josh is live. Phil. So Josh, so we have an awesome opportunity with Mr. Phil Legree from Van Central, KW Van Central. You there, Phil? Phil gave up on us. Phil ran away.
I'm here.
Hello, Phil. There he is. Cool. I like it. It's all good. We're to make stuff up. So, well, that's Phil's sporting a nice COVID beard hat. It's getting good. Good job. We're gonna have a club later.
Good.
So, Josh and you just take her away.
Mr. Phil Legree, thanks for joining us. We are excited to see your Hugh Jackman Wolverine style facial growth going on.
First one since the Olympics in '94. It's been a long time.
I'd say rocket, brother. It's a good look. Without going too deep down that particular hole, I'd like to just say, first of all, what would you love to share with us most that you think has been a game changer for you in what you're doing?
You know what? It's been doing a lot of webinars, Zoominars, that kind of thing that has helped a lot. You know what? Kind of getting up and getting dressed for the day. Not every day, but now remember, this is called dressed up. I don't want to discuss anyway. No. But that's been really good. Taking the time to get deeper into command. You know, I've been into it since you have, before it was even a thing. And part of one of the KW seminars I got into was, as we're readjusting our year and we're looking forward and doing our budgets, a tip I heard from somebody is I've got into command and I've got into opportunities. And I've made sure how many opportunities am I going to do for the rest of this year? And I have put those opportunities into command. So it's kind of like that in my face to keep a record. So it's a really good way to track. And one of the things that I invented was calling people. Okay, maybe I didn't invent it, but I invented it for me. Because I am the worst cold caller on the planet, self-professed. You know, I do tons of videos and stuff like that. But I just had to sit myself down and I put everyone in command on a quarterly call plan and start staggered over 5 days. And I've just been biting the bullet and phoning up and saying, hi, I just wanted to check in, you know, just in case. So, you know, I was able to pick up, you know, some masks and some gloves in case you needed it. And I've done a video on that one. Reach out. I don't have cases. I don't have anything to sell people, but if I can help in any way, but overall, I just want to say, hi, how are you doing? And the response has just been huge. Every single person I talked to just went, wow, thanks for the call. You know, I mean, I know they teach it in bold and stuff, but we forget that when we reach out to people, they have to answer on a phone, but they could have called us too. So, I mean, friends, you know, you start with the soft ones. Then I went to suppliers. How many people do you think phoned up their mortgage broker or their appraiser or inspector and just wanted to check in and how are you doing this time? Wonderful responses from them. And then bravely talked to my own clients and just people on my list. And I've just had more positive response than I could imagine.
Mm, without question, especially at a time like now. I mean, I don't know. There are some that are working and some that are not, and some households where nobody's working. So a phone call from somebody is a welcome thing, and well done. You mentioned command. I want to go down that road.
Sure.
How much of it is fully functional in your mind for agents to just say, okay, now's the time, and what would you like to still see to be brought on as they do bring it on?
Sure. Okay, that's a great question. Because I'm deep. And one I will throw out there. I mean, I do training in command, and I'm always happy to do a Zoom and a training in command for you guys. We should do that one day with some of the cool stuff. But and I'll throw it as well. Marty Miller, 66 Days to Command, that he has on YouTube. He's on version 3, and he is so good. And you know what? It's bite-sized pieces. It's 3, 4, 5 minutes pieces of command, and if you haven't been through. So is command working wonderfully? Yeah, in so many ways, Josh, and everybody, it is. If you went in, the number one thing to do is set up your profile. And if you haven't heard it before, set up your profile. You need to click on your name and under there, and you need to go through the complete settings, and it'll talk you through setting up your Facebook page, then your Facebook advertising page, and then Twitter and Google and everything else. Set that up, upload your logos, put your data in. Don't do anything before that, because once you're in there, it's good. Then get your contacts in there. There's great ways to be able to import them with the spreadsheet that's on that form, and you can export from another program. I did that originally and imported about 2,400 people to a giant mess, and then I deleted them and I did it again another way. I have recently used the PieSync, which is again free for us, and I connected my my Google Contacts. And I said, well, I don't want to go back too far, so you can put rules. So I connected Google Contacts just from January 1st on. And what that does now is, because I have Google Contacts in my phone and in the cloud. So I did it this morning. Somebody phoned me. I hadn't talked to him before, saved it, created a contact in my phone. That will now bounce from Google Contacts into command.
At that point, then, Phil, what would you need to do with the client once they're in command?
Once they're in command, and that's a great thing. And you know what? This could take some time, and people go, oh, there's so much work to do. Yeah, but I've had so many examples of people going, oh, and I'm going through each client, and all of a sudden they phone them and they go, oh my God, I haven't heard from you forever. Thanks for the call. Oh yeah. You know what? Yeah, must have been 7 years. And you're like, and I was just thinking about looking at a condo or investment, like just repeatedly. So what you do is you categorize your contacts by using tags, and you can do them in bulk. So, and think about a tag is, if I'm going to look people up later, how can I do it? So I've been through many versions of this. So my personal suggestion is you tag people, buyer, seller, bought, sold, the type of property. Maybe they had a condo and a house. So condo, house, and their neighborhood. Now you can get into sphere of influence and things like that. But just think about everyone in your database. I got a new condo came up last week in North Van, and I can do a quick search. Show me every buyer that's interested in condos.
Sure.
There's my list. I could bulk email them. I could bulk text message them. So get in there and just go through the contacts. What a perfect time.
When you've got the contact all set up and you've tagged them, and now one of these contacts becomes an active live listing, turns into an opportunity, and now you're working even in a deal. How are you finding that flow process working right now?
You know what? I'm finding it pretty good to track. We haven't done the compliance back end set up at our office because we've changed some people, so we're not trying to overwhelm them. Yeah. But for tracking and to be able to look at how much am I expecting to make this year, and how many deals, how many buyers, how many sells, how many solds, it's a wonderful thing to get them in there. And it can interact with Dot Loop, Of course, we're going to roll over into e-edge. So that's a little more complicated process. And, again, the Marty Miller's command training is good. What I am finding, Josh, is do we call every one of our clients every year and stuff, or every contact? We don't. So to make money in command today, you go in and you bulk edit. You can only do 50 at a time, but you start using smart plans. And the number one smart plan every one of us must do is add everyone to the quarterly call plan. So that's it. Just boom, click, add them, get the next 50, click, add them, get the next 50, add them. And it'll stagger when it'll start. And you can say how many a day. Okay. So I want to make 5 calls a day. So quarterly, it's not going to come up with 34 people. But you get to make the call. And when you do, it'll say, was the call successful or not? Click. And you make a comment on there. And you move. Just think about that. I mean, come on, let's be honest. If we all talked to every contact we had 4 times a year, our business would be a lot better.
Yeah, agreed. I got some questions here for you, so let me read them out. Does Command truly sync with all other formats like Google, Apple Contacts, send out cards, Morse marketing, etc.? I can see there was an answer given there, but what's your thought on this?
Well, I mean, it syncs with PieSync. I thought something flashed up, said you have to pay for it. You don't. We have a free basic sync with PieSyncs for your contacts. We're going to a new system, Appination, which will allow us to sync our contacts and all those things. So it's coming, but it's a big one.
Yeah.
But to go back, get your contacts. There's things like the smart plans are terrific, but you must remember, and there's a Twilio setup too. Twilio allows us to text from our computer right to the client. However, it sends it from a strange text number. And like the first thing, there was a birthday smart plan. I went, finally, because that would help me get rid of top producer. And I went, and you test every smart plan on yourself, your husband, your wife, your partner, your kids first.
Yes.
And all of a sudden it sent a text out saying happy birthday from a stranger at a strange number.
Yeah.
So to me, that was quite useless and quite thing. Then they rolled in so you can edit your smart plans now. So it'll send a text out and it'll say, from Phil Legree, KW, my phone number, have a wonderful, so you can edit those things. So,
and is it still coming from the weird number though?
It is coming from a strange number, which is why I say from Phil Legree and my number in there. They do offer an option where you can buy a Canadian number. It's like $20 or $1 a month, something really, really stupidly cheap. And I didn't know how to do it. I went onto Twilio after you set up through Command, and I was on their website, and I'm like, I don't know, because Twilio is a big company, does high-end stuff beyond me. So I just hit help. And I said, hey, I bought my extra phone number, but I don't know where it's from, and it's a 604 number. So they said, no problem, just give me a minute. Took them about 5 minutes online, and they just did it for me.
Perfect. Nice.
So the other thing I'm just going to say is with contacts, get in there, the name, address, phone number, and the address is a big one. They get the address, and sometimes the imports don't work. You retype the address. But as soon as that happens, it assigns a neighborhood to them. So it's fantastic. So that means you can get into those smart plans, like send them a monthly update, and it's just a email that comes up, and it shows their area, and it shows the properties. You can, or they can add another area. And a big one, Josh, is the notes. I live on making notes for people in a more litigious world, you know, like, oh, Phil lowered the price 10,000. He told me to. So it's like, I open up Kelly, and you go, right, call Josh Bath, and we have our talk. At the end of it, said, do you want to log the interaction? Yes. What was it? A phone call? Yes. Do you want to make a note? And I go, had a great chat with Josh today about Command, on the wonderful people at Elite. We're paying attention. It was really fun. I love working with them all because they all send me referrals. And that automatically drops right in the text to that contact.
Perfect.
You know, Josh phoned me up and said he would like to lower the price $10,000 and understands the market. So every note has allowed me to do that right now. So I'm just, all my contacts, no matter where I am.
I like to say that.
Sorry? I had a little delay on my screen.
No, I said I like the sound of that. Before I get too far buried here, if I may, Rod just asked Zoom training for command on landing pages, going direct to contact database would be great. More of
Happy to do that. Sure.
Yeah.
Who's that one that always twists my arm, makes me do everything? What's her name? We got Carla.
I thought it was Terry, but okay, Carla.
No, the both of them sent the last email. What am I going to say? Of course, love them both. So yeah. One of the really cool things is, and it takes it's a good 3 to 5 minutes to set up a landing page, and it's just a lead form. So I did that, and I show it at an open house, back into the regular world, and right there on my tablet, iPad, whatever, I've got a landing page right there, and actually it's just my quick ID, a landing page, and then it's got the property that I'm doing an open house for. I'm sitting up there, and I go, well, if you'd like more information on this in the neighborhood, please. And I can type it in for them if we're hands-free, whatever. But when you use that field, it drops right into command. And you see a little note in Kelly, and then when you're looking at your homepage in command, there's a little bell up there, and it's got a note, and you're getting people directly into command. I'm going to go right in, and there's even an open house follow-up plan, which needed to be rewritten, but it's got this huge plan, so you can continually be in contact with people.
Okay, awesome. Let me catch up here.
Sure.
Trish is asking have they allowed more than one address yet for neighborhoods?
Not more than one address, Trish, but you can just add neighborhoods. So on your person's contact, you open up, you see their neighborhood. Oh, it's right Lower Lonsdale, North Vancouver. You can click add a neighborhood and add a neighborhood that they're interested in. So it's not by the address, it's by the neighborhood.
How effective is that in sending them out actives or solds or data for the neighborhood? Have we caught up there yet?
Yeah, it looks like it's closest fit. It really does. It looks pretty good. And I want to talk a little bit, if you guys have the time, about the Facebook advertising, or campaigns in command advertising, and the app.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then on the, is there a workaround when it comes to inputting commission percentages? Do you just start with the amount first, let it figure out percentages, or how does that, or is it still in Canadian, American dollars, or?
It's, and you can ignore all the way through command. If you see US or US dollars, you just ignore it. So don't worry about don't worry the text. But I just look at it and I go, okay, so the place is, I charge 7 and 3.5. So it's a quick calculation yourself. And I always do it just by the fact that, okay, here's my 7 and 3.5 commission. Okay. And the selling agent normally gets about 55, 56%. And I go times 0.5. You got a number and you divide it by the sales price.
Yeah.
So it's 1.65, 1.85, whatever that is. It's a quick calculation and we just type that in. So gives you a closest fit.
With that question, or with that answer, there's a question coming in from Ken and Jane. Has command been Canadianized? And I think what I interpret that question to be, there's zip codes, there's postal codes, there's, obviously American commission, Canadian commission, that whole thing. Have we got our own true Canadian version yet?
You know what? Yes and no. It's kind of like virtually every software we use is built out of the US. I mean, look at things like Top Producer. It's built in Vancouver. That's where it's from, but it was bought by Realtor.com and do all that. So they usually say zip and postal. Everything we need to work, other than a few quirky things like the commission things, don't roll out now. But there are a number of market centers in Canada that are running it just about end to end, and it works. Again, I'm going to get together with some people and we're going to get a class from them to say, how do we do compliance? And that is down a rabbit hole to start loading all the forms in and doing all that.
Sure. Well, let me ask this question then. There's really no reason by the sounds of it to not be diving in and saying bye-bye Top Producer, maybe perhaps bye-bye Brivity. There's no command is actually working now.
Yeah, I really think so. The only thing with me that was holding me back was my top producer birthdays. I mean, that's a weird thing with me. If I'm out in a restaurant somewhere and I hear somebody mention, "Oh, I was out for dinner Saturday, my wife's birthday," I'm like, "Was it actually Saturday or what day is her birthday?" And I'll carve my arm with a spoon,
Right.
like whatever it takes. Don't let any date pass by, especially birthdays. So, still, top producer, I have it. I just went to cancel them, and they said, "We'll drop your rate $20, 20%." I went, "Okay, I'll keep it going for a while."
Yeah.
A lot of negotiations, but it sends out automatically by email anywhere from 2 to 6 birthday messages every day for me. So we can do that with the text system in Command. We can't yet send out a birthday auto email triggered by that. So that's coming, but I mean, that's the only thing. I'm running everything else out of it.
Okay. I don't know how we're doing for time, but there's a couple more questions and I'll just get to them. Doesn't Brivity work with Command? I thought Gary and Ben had put a deal together. That's one question. And another one is the content of written materials Canadian, like newsletters and postcards?
Well, there isn't a lot of newsletters and postcards, but like the texts going out right now from smart plans or the emails are a little bit Americanized or just written differently, but we can edit those very quickly. And we want to add our own name and address to them and contact.
Okay, got it. The other question was, doesn't Brivity work with Command? Did Gary and Ben put a deal together?
Yeah, there are a number of things. It's you'll see a little house when you're in Command. It's called a marketplace, and there's lots of other services that are linking together, and a lot more coming. But I believe Brivity is one of them.
Okay, Ken and Jane are offering up Exact Contact is the best for birthdays and anniversaries.
Exact Contact, sure, yeah.
Oh, Exact, yeah, Exact. Got it. Okay, Ron, how are we doing for time? Ron is not hearing me or frozen.
Well, while he's frozen, let me throw out 2 things. Command Campaigns is outstanding. And it bugs the heck out of me because I think I'm a Facebook advertising pro and I'm getting better response from Command. So just quickly picture it this way. Go into Campaigns.
Yeah.
And if I was doing an open house for anyone else, I would do this. I would import the listing to my website. You go into Campaigns, create a campaign. You can put it on multiple different things in Campaigns, but you create a campaign, put it on Facebook and Instagram right away. Mm-hmm. Then you go in and you import the listing right in, whether it's yours or anyone else's. It drops right in. The text comes in. I go, oh, change the text. What do I want? Do I want to get leads, or do I want to get people to come to an open, or do I want to get that? Click, click, click. You can do anything right from in there. I'm having huge success with campaigns on there, and a bunch of people I'm working with are running lead campaigns. Again, the nice thing is, if you use the Facebook leads form, saying I'm trying to attract leads with whatever info you're giving out or whatever website you're sending to, that person, sign in with Facebook. They get to just click, and Facebook fills in the form for me. No typing. And then that lead drops in a command, and you're notified right away.
Okay. Listing. You take a listing, and you want to follow up with all of the tasks you've customized that suits your business. How easy is that to pull off?
You know what? It's pretty good. Right now, the whole, it's all part of opportunities. And opportunities, it's got like, it's warm, it's hot, it's this, it's staging, it's pre-live, it's live. So it takes a little time, and you can go and set up. And it's got this little slide bar where you can just, here's a cold listing, and I'm trying to warm and to active and everything. And you can put the stages for each activity in there, and it'll come up and mark it off. Now, there is a system coming like Smart Plans where you'll be able to add plans for an opportunity or for a listing or for a buyer and have a checklist for that.
Okay. So one of the questions people are wondering, coming from Ken and Jane, but if they want to get started with whether it be on Facebook or YouTube for videos on getting started on training for Command, is Marty Miller the guy? Jay Cermak? Who, other than those 2 names, who would you?
Well, just using Command, they're not really getting into the video thing. um, quickly. And like I said, I'm writing a course for the board right now. Like I know you're working on some stuff. They've asked me to do one on virtual open houses. So it's great. How to do one on Facebook. Super easy. Go there, hit live, and you're on Facebook and promote it. Tell people you're going there. Same with Instagram. Lights on. One of the things that's hard to do and a little more complicated with Facebook or Instagram is to go in and schedule an event and have it all together. You need some extra software. YouTube, you need 1,000 subscribers before you can go YouTube live. So what I'm going to put in my course is each of those things, and it'll be out in the next, hopefully, week or so, is that a Zoom virtual open house is fantastic.
Yeah.
That way you can schedule it. I would go into Command, run a campaign promoting my virtual open, and drive them just to the link to that Zoom open house, and they come on and do the whole thing. So if you wanted to make it a lead campaign, so people had to log in first, but very easy to do with Zoom. And we've got people in our office now that are generating leads at about 76 to 86 cents per lead.
Okay.
That's the question I was going to ask you, Phil, is what do we, because I'm hearing everywhere between 24 and 80 cents at the high point. So the better you, and that's just running it through Command without understanding your Facebook logistics or trends.
It's always the same thing. What are you saying to people that you're going to offer them and what information they want? And I've practiced spending some money saying, hey, get one of these market insights and quickly fill in this lead thing. And then you go to market insight, complete fail. Because I was having them fill out a form to where they had to go fill out a form. And I went, no. I just needed to drive them straight through because the leads would have come from the second form. But I got to tell you, I mean, in 2018, 19, I spent over $10,000 on Facebook advertising. Happy about every dollar. And most of it was not, all of it was not for leads. It was just driving people to my open house. Sometimes I had 2 or 3 days and it came on last minute and had to be up. And I had one that I gave Facebook $100. They only ran $77 of it. And I got 119 people to my open. So imagine we're doing that virtually now, how big it can be. And again, I will tell you that if you're an agent doing opens for others or even virtual opens for others, run a campaign. Spend your own money to advertise somebody else's listing where you will be. We're only there to try and meet people, get more leads. Why wouldn't you spend $10 or $20 driving people to your open house? We know they'll walk up past the sign that says Josh and Kathy will be doing the open house.
Yeah.
And they're going to assume Kathy's the agent.
Right. Yeah. I love it. No, there's a lot of great suggestions. And one of them is putting together, actually, I just got on our group chat, we've got let's put together some training for our own office through Zoom on setting all these systems up. VJ put that through actually, and I thought, not necessarily a bad idea for us to just come together as a community, your office and our office, in a Zoom meeting.
Yeah, I think we're
going to call this the Command 2.0 because we have been running training for the last year. So yeah,
it's all of a sudden become relevant.
Yeah, exactly. We're all suddenly more aware of our digital surroundings than we were before. Totally. And the option has been taken away, which is great. And bottom line, if our side effect of quarantine and self-isolation is that we all get our database updated, yay, cool. And we call our mom more often, that kind of stuff. So, or we set up a campaign to remind us to call our mom more often. So we do have a contest running right now. Anybody who gets 100 has at least 100 contacts. We say at least, don't stop at 100. 100 contacts loaded into Command. We're going to enter you into a draw for a $100 gift card. So that's cool. Yeah, go spend money. I'm sorry, Phil.
Oh no, I throw it out the KW app needs to be talked about. Everybody needs to download the KW app. Remember, it's a consumer app. It's not an agent app for you to work. There are some bugs in it, and there was a bunch. They're almost all gone. The last thing right now is you can send this app up. There's even campaigns to do it. You can send it to people. When people download the app, it's on their phone, and in Command, it'll link with your contact and have a little green light saying they've got a complete circle. If they favorite a property, it'll show up in your contact and you can click and look at that property. It is a complete look. The only flaw I see on this app, and you can use it, is if you use the filter for type of home. If you pick townhouses, it disappears. And I was just told last night that should be fixed within 2 weeks. At that point in time, I'm going to go mad to get my app in, and the people can use the app. And the new campaign is saying, Ron, you've got my app there, and I really appreciate it. Could I ask you a favor, Ron? You know, you think about, I'm always ready for referrals and any of your friends. We made it really easy. If anyone talks about real estate, Ron, could I just ask you to open your app, show them how cool it is, and then just hit the share button, share their app right that second via thing. But one of the outstanding features working now, just takes minutes to set up, is the buyer and seller guides. They are outstanding. They are live. They are on your app, on the phone, buyer and seller guide all the time.
For real.
If you want what anyone feels like doing, download the app and choose me as your agent. Why wouldn't you anyway? But by doing that, and you could change it later, whatever, by doing that, you can look at my buyer and my seller guide. So I took all the ones they had there. I rewrote them. I changed some pictures. I did some things, but how many times do we get a call going, what's next and what's next? And as the people are buying with you, they can check off all the things in the bar. What's included in an inspection? Oh yeah, great. And it goes deep, deep, deep. There's a main screen and a square, but when they click on that, there's a whole explanation of everything going on. It's all rewritten, pre-written for us. We just need to go in and edit a little bit, like where they say, what do they go into? Escrow or something like that. So I took it out. You can steal stuff from me. I said, what's next? And I said, you know, from your file, what's next? I said, next is writing a review, a great review for Phil, because he's your favorite agent. And then I said, I'm still here. It's the last process. Just because the deal's finished and you're moving into your home doesn't mean I'm not available. Please reach out and contact me anytime, blah, blah, blah. So I am more excited about that buyer and seller guide and getting the app in hands of people. And it's been made so easy to do. So don't wait till the app is perfect. You know, it's just that filter for houses. It works. And here's the thing. It works anywhere. If your people are traveling in Florida or New York, they can open up the app and hit local, and it'll bring in the properties around them, or anywhere in Canada. So how nice is that if people are out there and I'm in Edmonton, I'm looking at a property, and they call or contact me on it. I can say, you know what, let me find you an agent there and get a referral. So.
Cool.
Phil, speaking of referrals, are you utilizing the KW referral network?
Oh, yes, I am. I mean,
tell us about that.
No, I'd rather not.
No, you want it all to yourself?
I'd rather not. I was on a call the other day and reached out to these people. It is a crazy cool system. I mean, now that Keller Williams realized it's worldwide, not just Canada and the US. So get on there. What is your specialty? Do you speak another language? Are you from Italy or wherever you're from? But you open up the KW referrals, say, grow my network, and you can just play on the map and look at people by production. But one of the sweetest things they've done, and this is only, improving daily, is there's a tracking map. So you click on this tracking map, you put in Vancouver, and these little it looks like a flight plan thing for an airline, for an airport. And these lines go out showing where the referrals from Vancouver are going, and it's not obvious, or you click the down arrow, what's coming in, and it draws lines from where all KW referrals are coming in from. One of the things I pointed out that was nice is there was referrals going back between our offices. So it even showed that locally. But it is wonderful. Because of that, I picked up one out of Edmonton the other day, a month ago. I had a virtual meeting with them on FaceTime where they showed me their home, and I sent in 3D Immersive, who one day did 2D Matterport tour, which is very, very important right now, and I used to hate them, and the photos all in an hour and a half. And then I went live with the listing, and I did an open house, virtual open house at the listing. So, but yeah, the referrals, get in there, reach out. What's your ethnicity? What's your religion? Reach out to people, and there's insane amounts of money going back and forth.
Billions in revenue.
And you can track
in commissions, it's over. I forget what the commission number was, but last year we were over $1 billion in transaction revenue. So yeah, it's kind of free money, right? You normally wouldn't have access to neighborhoods outside or markets outside of your neighborhood and where you transact. Now you've got a client that says, hey, you know, we're looking at getting a second property in Scottsdale. Awesome. Can I connect you with somebody down there? Well, that'd be great. Cool.
If you got the app in their hand and people are talking about that, you know, that's just general information. We're talking, hey, you got any holidays planned, Ron? Oh yeah, we're going to go down to Arizona. Whereabouts? Oh, cool. You know, I want you to know that when you get there, you can open up my app and you can see properties there. They're like, no way. And you would do me a favor if you do. If they like something there, it pops into command, or send me a note. Let me reach out and find you an agent there if you find the right property. Wow.
Yeah. So even if you're, I would say step one, if you're looking at command anew, it's great words. Number one, contacts.
Yes.
Address, first name, last name, phone number, birthday, as much information as you can get, and then that's your opportunity to reach out to your client and say, hey, I'm updating my database.
Yeah. Number
What's
two
new in your world, and here we go. Number two, build out your referral network. Even if you don't intend on referring business back and forth yet, figure out where you'd like to. Pick your favorite vacation spot and start building a referral network back and forth. It's a massive opportunity for you to take advantage of the 180,000 plus KW agents around the planet.
Yeah. Actually, there's one just before one, and that is go in there when command's open. You can customize the homepage. You can drag leads up to the top right square. Also, you need to go into very 111 is go into the settings. Even if you're not putting your contacts, just go into the settings under your name and just walk through all of those things. Set your things up. Connect your accounts. Because you'll get in there with your contacts now, and you're going to want to send something out, and it'll say your email's not connected, your Facebook is not connected. So,
and the guide within command is phenomenal at breaking this into bite-sized chunks, right?
It really is.
So when you click on the get started with command, it'll say do this first, do this second, don't do this until you've done this. So it really is very. And you don't have to be a techie person to be able to figure out the majority of it. Some of the stuff is a little more advanced, but to get your basic campaign running, your smart plan running, your contacts up and running, your referral network, your profile set up, it's really, really easy.
It is. And right away, like I said, if you just went in there and your first smart plan without changing or editing anything, put every single person on the quarterly call plan. And you can bulk edit and bulk add. Once you're in there to the basics and you're wondering about your next step, not everyone's, and like I said, I'm happy to set up a series of classes. If you're a little ahead and you're a little more advanced, log into YouTube and look for Marty Miller, 66 Days of Command. He's on version 3. And you can go down and it'll go, oh, opportunities. Oh, yeah, here's a 6-minute video on opportunities. Really phenomenal, but use it.
Yeah, there's a lot of really, really good content out there. We've been talking Jay Cermak too. He's pretty colorful. So anyway, yeah, lots of resource.
Yeah, I'm making money from it now.
Quick question, Phil. How does it work for teams and separating out tasks for teams?
They have a new Teams thing developed. And again, there's a nice video from Marty Miller that I think he covers off some teams. But that's one of the more recent ones. And as I'm just a, poor lonely solo guy out there, not on a team, but I went through some of the high level stuff on Teams, and it was phenomenal. Where a lead came in and goes to the Rainmaker, and then you get to assign it to anyone on the team, or you could put it into a round robin where it goes out and it says if Josh doesn't pick this up within 15 minutes or within an hour, it's going to roll over to Terry, then it's going to roll over to this. So the Teams thing, I believe, is becoming very functional. It's just very new coming on.
Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome. All right, sir. Thank you. Parting words of wisdom.
Do your profile. Did I mention profile? Do your profile.
Profile. Like
Just
we need to do our profile.
follow the guides, connect all your accounts. Don't worry about it being perfect. And then just jam in your contacts in any way you can. And yes, I don't want people to realize it. Say, oh my God, it seems like a lot of work. Once it might be, that's fine. Now every lead that comes in or every contact that comes into your phone, then you're just going to go with that each person. You're going to categorize them and put, you know, an address or a destination. So it's going to be easier than any system I've used before to keep updated with people and to move forward. But I believe the people that implement this now and are talking to people before anyone else and just saying hi and checking it off on command. I did this. I made a call, a note with every call. You know, we're going to come out way ahead of everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
You bet.
And you call. I'm okay with a call too.
And it's interesting because the quarterly call plan is literally a reminder to call people quarterly. If you're like, well, it doesn't call them automatically. No, it's your CRM. So what I love about the entire command system is that it, from a sales funnel standpoint, it really does force you to do the things you should be doing anyway, right? And we all have moments where we're like, oops, forgot, or you know. Sometimes you have to be force-fed the activities that are going to drive revenue in your business. It just happens.
My goal is to forget everything. It's set it.
Exactly.
That's why, like I said, whatever I got to do to get your wife's birthday. And over the years, I got to tell you, from my years in television to my years in real estate, I'll call up and I'll say, hey, Ron, what'd you get her? What? Oh, Phil, how's it going? I'm kind of busy. I go, what'd you get her, Ron? What? Phil, I'm really busy. What are you talking about? What did you get your wife for your anniversary tomorrow? And there's only ever one response. Oh, shit, click.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
Later I get the call back going, man, I've even had calls from the wives going, he finally admitted to him, you call him the day before every year and get him out of trouble. But little things like that to meaningly command set up properly, all it is a giving tool. It's giving us a reason. Like, I don't know whose birthday. I don't remember my own at this age. But you open up command and you should open it up every day. And for those of you that don't, a little tech tip is get your Chrome browser, which we should all be using, and then get your startup pages saved. So when my Chrome opens every day, it opens up command, it opens up Gmail, it opens up my calendar, it opens up my 411, and then I've got a couple other things as well. So I can just look at it and you'll see if something's new. And we haven't even touched on, and we won't on this call, we haven't even touched on the Canva thing that, you know, instead of Canva, we can do almost everything in command. And you want to make up a design. I'm going, here, I want to make up a postcard, a door hanger, a social post, Facebook, Instagram. It's all sized, it's all done. And I can go this, and I'm going to import a listing, and I go click, replace this photo, this. And I'm like, no way. It's all done. Mail it to your printer or post it on social media, and you don't need to know any sizes. Use it in campaigns. And to excite people why you want to be in here, the thing that's coming up is listing consultant. And this is a game changer. And I've tested it a little bit. So, Ron, I'm going to come and list your house. You know what, Ron, I'm going to do? I'm going to send you out. It's our listing consultant. And we want to try and come with a fair price together. So you basically start out, I'm going to select a number of homes, and I'm going to send them to you. And I want you to rank them if you do that, Ron. Just going to ask you about how do you compare about the inside, the outside, and everything else. Let's just talk about your neighborhood and the competition and what's active and sold. And say they go through and they rate their own homes. And it comes back to me. It's like your clients are creating their own CMA. This is crazy stuff. And I went right through the tool, and it comes up with a report from that going, oh, what about this? What about, I mean, that's coming. It's coming.
Well, you just touched on a really important part of the entire labs process too. Is, you know, Keller Williams could have just created a CRM. We could have just done the off-the-shelf thing that everybody else is using. The reason why the development has probably taken longer is because of the insights built into it to help make your business easier, more streamlined, and give you better information about your clients. Which
So
awesome.
Set it and forget it. That's the deal.
Yep.
They hate me a lot of the time because I am so hard on them. I am just at a complaint level. Oh my God. And it's just like, this is a tool I need to use. It's not a toy. And I want it to be working perfect. But like I said, this is working so well now. And some of the stuff coming in a week or two, I will be getting my app out there to everybody. I'm going to run some kind of a contest for a trip to, I don't know, the corner store. We can't go anywhere. I don't know what it is. It's a gift certificate. But I'm going to be running it out, and I'm going to say, hey, for everyone that shares the app, to know that no matter where anyone goes, what they do, they open my app up. And if you send an app up, you can just advertise the app. And if a person just downloads your app and logs in, boing, they're in command, they're marked as a lead. And eventually there's going to be more triggers for follow-up. So anyone that downloads your app that's new can get an automatic email coming out or an automatic text. Thank you, blah, 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 blah. Coming.
You bet. Just designed to be brain dead simple. Your prizes should all be toilet paper, disinfectant, and Lysol wipes, which are not most spray, by the way, just in case to go back to that.
Thank you for that.
No problem. Just some people don't know. So very, very cool. Thank you so much. So we got like 3 minutes left. Do we have a managing broker on the line who wants to give us any updates in 3 minutes?
I get excited, sorry.
That's all right. That's great information.
Hi, Rod.
Hello. Hi, Terry.
Hi. So I don't have anything specific that Michael and I can speak to, but if you can just please remember to continue to keep into the cafe groups for any updates. Check your email. This is not the time to be not reading your emails or not checking updates in the KW closed cafe group. So please keep up to date there. We're sending lots of important stuff out. It's hard to keep it all straight. I get that. And we need your help on it.
You bet. Yeah, this is definitely make sure that you're checking your email. Please make sure you're checking your email and the cafe group. And we do our best to post it across all the platforms. There's a good chance your email is going to be your go-to. Phil, you still on? That was awesome. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Phil.
We will talk to you about your daily training schedule coming forward.
Couple times.
6 a.m. 6 a.m. training sessions is going to be good. It'll be fantastic. Information on Red Day will be up on Monday, if not before. So pay attention to that. And as always, this recording will probably be available this afternoon. As always, it will probably be good. There's some good site instruction right there. Way to build confidence. So yeah, we'll have the recording of this so you can all bask in the wisdom that is Phil Legree at your leisure. Thank you so much, folks. Have a good day. Be good out there. Go get busy.
Loving it. Thank you for including me. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks,
Thanks, Phil. Bye-bye.
Bye, Phil.
Bye. Thanks. Bye.